Welcome back. You're watching Your World at 10. Now, 20 years after it was first conceived and almost 10 years after its first flop, it's another rising from the ashes for the Dabhol power plant, now known as Ratnagiri Gas and Power. Is this time for real? Well, joining us to discuss that, A.K. Ahuja, the Managing Director of Ratnagiri Gas and Power, and Jitendra Balakrishnan, Senior Advisor at IDBI, who until he retired recently was actively involved with this project right from day one, and that dates back to many, many years ago. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Mr. Ahuja, I understand congratulations are in order. You're now functioning at almost full capacity. My question to you is, how sustainable is this? And this question is in the context of whether your gas supplies are fully tied up or not, whether your power purchase agreements with the state board are all in place, who is buying this power, at what price, and do you expect for this full capacity generation to continue for the near-term future?
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, right now we're generating about 1850 megawatt, and by tomorrow we'll touch maximum possible capacity of 1940 megawatt, subject to some grid frequency variations. And my PPA for full capacity is tied up with Maharashtra government of Maharashtra, backed up by MSEDCL, Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company Limited. Full capacity along with LCs is operative for full capacity. 5% power has to go to other states like Goa, Daman, Diu. That will start after full load capacity is achieved. That was understanding with Government of Maharashtra that after we achieve full load, we'll supply 5% power to other states. That process will start now. And as far as gas supply agreement is concerned, we have tied up with gas supply agreement with Reliance India, RIL from KG Basin, and we have got a commitment from Government of India for full capacity 8.5 mm CMD of gas. Right now we're consuming about 7.8 mm CMD gas, and maybe a couple of days I'll get full commitment from Government of India about 8.5. So we are committed to generate full capacity from next week onward. The gas is not an issue.
At what price are you selling this to the state board, sir?
Fixed tariff, interim tariff as approved by Appellate Tribunal right now is 2 rupees 24 paisa. That is capacity charge. In addition, we get 2 rupees 10 paisa roughly fuel cost. That makes total of 4 rupees 34 paisa as of now. But tariff for next year for 10-11 is 208. 224 becomes 208 from next year, 10-11, and from here hence it becomes 180. So levelized tariff for next 25 years of capacity charge is about 1 rupees 80 paisa.
At 1
plus
rupee
fuel cost is passed through.
Okay, at 1 rupee 80 paisa plus fuel costs passed through. When are you going to start making money on this project, Mr. Ahuja?
Ma'am, this year 9-10 we are almost break even, rather making small profit. Next year onward we'll start making profit on this company, start earning return on equity of 14%. That's what we agreed with stakeholders at NTPC, GAIL, promoters of this company, and lenders as well as Maharashtra government. 14% return on equity is assured from 10-11, and from 11-12 onward. And then after 15-16 we'll negotiate as per the 16 package, because as of now 15.5% return is applicable for NTPC on other projects. So that will start after 5 years. We agreed that for first 5 years 14% return on equity post-tax, and that will start earning from this year onward.
All right. Mr. Balakrishnan, 20 years after this project was first conceived, do you think it's finally going to pay back to its investors? Let me run some approximate numbers by you, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because you are the power expert in this country. I'm told that, most of the UMPPs are currently being worked upon, let's say 4,000 megawatts at an approximate project cost of 16,000 crore rupees. This project, 2,000 megawatts approximately total capacity, has cost more than 12 to 14,000 crores. I'm not counting the haircut that the lenders have taken over the course of the last 10 years. So it's at the very least twice the cost of any other ultra mega power project. That's one. Most ultra mega power project bidders have bid to supply power at less than 2 rupees a unit, and it looks to me that this one might almost be competitive based on what Mr. Ahuja is saying. But I want you to tell me, based on these numbers, based on what you're listening in to Mr. Ahuja saying, if this project is finally going to earn some returns for its lenders, can we after 20 years qualify, or will we be in a position to qualify Dabhol as a success 3 or 4 years down the line?
Thank you, Menaka. It's good to hear. It is absolutely nice to hear that Dabhol power plant, or the Ratnagiri power plant, I would call it Ratnagiri power plant, has started operating at 1850 megawatts. I think what we had estimated at that time was about 1940 megawatts. And it's very heartwarming to know that it is operating now. I would not say that this project is 20 years old, frankly speaking. The Ratnagiri Power, when we took over the assets, was somewhere in 2005, October. And since then, it has faced some problems. The problems that it faced one was because of the non-availability of gas at that time. And number two was that some of the turbines had to be, the implementation was not complete, so it had to be implemented. Besides that, there were issues relating to some of the turbines breaking down. But at this moment in time, all of them have started operating and doing well. As far as the cost is concerned, which you had mentioned too, that the cost is almost 12,000 crores as compared to some of the UMPPs of 4,000 megawatts
for roughly about 14 to 16,000 crores. Yes.
But I must mention this to you, that this is not just a power plant. It has also got an LNG facility to it, which most of the other UMPPs don't have. It is a purely generating plant. But here you have an LNG plant also. So the actual, the actual potential of this plant will be realized when we actually go in for an expansion from the existing 1940 megawatts to probably another 2,000 megawatts. The actual potential will be realized at that time because a large amount of infrastructure has already been laid down.
So, to go back to the question I asked you, Mr. Balakrishnan, how many years, count for me, will it take for this project to be considered a financial success based on the numbers that Mr. Ahuja has shared with us in terms of what the numbers for next year and the year after are likely to be?
From what I've heard Mr. Ahuja saying, he says that we have started to break even at this point in time. So I assume that by about next year and year after next, we should be having a project which will be giving us the returns. In any case, you will be getting returns of 14% as far as the equity holder is concerned, and as far as the term lending institutions are concerned and the banks are concerned, we are already receiving our interest payments.
What about the money that you are lost in the interim as you try to rework this project, sir?
You must understand, Menaka, that the problems of Dabhol actually started with the going out of Enron. Enron had faced its own problems and it had to move out. It took almost a couple of years after that, when the project had slowed down and gone off track, that the lenders took over the assets somewhere in 2005 under the Ratnagiri Gas and Power.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Mr. Balakrishnan, all the lenders took a haircut when they took over the assets. They actually did write off large amounts of debt, restructured the company organization, brought in new shareholders. And so, well, based on 2005, 2006, maybe this project is today, at least making some money financially. But if you looked at the historical costs, I'm sure it'll take us another 5-7 years to recover all the money.
Yes, I do agree to a certain extent that the institution did lose interest because of the closure of the project. But there has been no haircut or anything on any of the principles. We did lose a little bit of interest.
All right, it's just a little bit of interest. Let me come back to you, Mr. Ahuja. Mr. Balakrishnan said that the true sort of value of this project will be unlocked when you actually do go into expansion mode. I understand that you are looking to add another 2,000 megawatts. What is the timeline for that, and when will the LNG facility be up and running completely?
Ma'am, before I answer this question, I tend to agree with Mr. Balakrishnan that LNG terminal, which is worth more than 3,000 crores, we should knock off that amount from 12,000 crores because this 3,000 crores of LNG terminal is a set to Ratnagiri. Now this project, this terminal will start earning money for project also, which is apart from power plant.
By when?
Right now we are stuck.
By when will the LNG terminal be up and running and start earning money?
We had planned to commission LNG terminal in April 2010 this year, but unfortunately because of dredging issues, our dredging contract has not operated. This will start down next October. From May to September, we are not allowed to work in that undersea because of rough conditions. So October onward, dredging will start, and say by next March, this project will be commissioned, LNG terminal. So there will be additional revenue to the Ratnagiri, which in turn will be useful for paying back the amount we have borrowed from lenders.
And what,
I'd like to
what is the timeline for the 2,000 megawatt expansion?
Ma'am, for 2,000 megawatt, it's actually not 2,000 megawatt. We was thinking of 1,500 megawatt first, 2 modules, 750 megawatt each, 1,500 megawatt in first phase. If still demand is there for power, because only issue is expansion is the gas supply. Right now, gas supply for domestic gas is not available for expansion, so we have to fall back on LNG. LNG at long-term contract is very costly. It is about $14 per million BTU, which amounts to about 5 rupees plus variable cost. So we have sought a comfort letter from Government of Maharashtra and from Maharashtra Distribution Company. If they are ready to buy this power at this cost, then capacity expansion will take another 2.5 years. After feasibility report is ready, it has been made. Cost is the issue. So I have met Maharashtra government officials a few days back. What they have told me that they refer the matter to Cabinet Committee, subcommittee of the Maharashtra government, headed by Chief Ministers. Once they give me a commitment to buy this power, at least 50% of 15 megawatt, then I can start capacity addition program. But before that, any commitment on this will be difficult to start the project. Of course, we are sure that once the capacity is set up, we will get domestic gas. That is the indication I got from Government of India. But there is a queue for domestic gas right now. So we can't take a chance as a public sector company to start the project without any commitment on domestic gas. So we have fall back on LNG. So LNG, if Maharashtra government is ready to buy power, we can start the capacity expansion. We can place order in the next 6 months. There's no issue. FR is ready. We have paid for all the clearances.
All right, Mr. Ahuja, I'm going to put the last question to Mr. Balakrishnan. Mr. Balakrishnan, the state of Maharashtra runs a power deficit of roughly 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts. So I'm going to sort of step back because I'm the skeptical journalist. You're the optimistic lender. You tell me if you think that this is finally the time when we can say that everything we expected to achieve through this power project is finally coming true.
Yes, Menaka, I would put it. I'm not only the optimistic lender, I'm also an optimistic shareholder in this project. And I think we are going to make a lot of money on that. I believe very strongly that the time has come for this project to do well. And like I mentioned earlier also, that if we can get the expansion off ground with the help of the government in getting the gas, I think we'll have a project which will realize its full potential.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. It may come late, but at least there is some relief now to the state, which has been suffering crippling power outages over the course of the last many years. Hopefully, Dabhol will deliver on the promise that it held out many, many years ago.